The soldier, above all other people, prays for peace, for he must suffer and bear the deepest wounds and scars of war. Said UN Supreme Commander General Douglas MacArthur, as he succeeded in landing at Incheon during the Korean War. While words can never fully express how much someone means to us, they can still provide us comfort, solace, hope, and even inspiration following the death of a brave young man. Emile Tanguay was born in 1919 to Canadian immigrants Wilfred and Aislinn Tanguay. His Catholic, French-speaking family lived on St. Joseph Avenue in the French-Canadian section of Fitchburg, Massachusetts, called Claghorn. Emile had an older sister, Olive, a younger sister, Rita, and a younger brother, Robert. He attended St. Joseph's Parish Grammar School and Fitchburg High School. As a youth, Emile was involved in diverse activities before joining the military. He played bugle in the Guy Fauquelin Guards. He played second base for the Fitchburg Rangers, and he managed the St. Joseph's club baseball team. He was employed as a finisher by the earthen mills of the American Woolen Company. Like many patriotic young American men, Emile Tanguay enlisted in the National Guard in January of 1941, as Hitler was trying to establish a new world order. Emile received his basic training at Camp Edwards on Cape Cod. In April of 1942, Emile and 6 other young men from Fitchburg left for Fort Benning, Georgia, to train with the parachute troops. One of these men was Emile's best friend and baseball teammate, Sinai Bordelot. From there, his training continued at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. While in North Carolina, Tanguay married Miss Lilia Bobby on March 6, 1943. Sergeant Tanguay came home on furlough for 5 days to visit with his parents in August of 1943. This would be the last time his parents, brother, and sisters would see him. He returned to Fort Bragg, where he remained for a month before leaving for England. In Europe, he went through additional intensive training with the 101st Airborne Division, or the Screaming Eagles, for the Normandy invasion. On June 5, 1944, Emile wrote a letter to his 18-year-old brother, who was a member of the U.S. Navy stationed on Long Island, New York. Acting as the older brother, Emile wrote, "I see that you're starting to get around with the girls now." He went on to warn Robert to be careful of the girls because some of them are just no good, kid. Despite the lightheartedness of his advice, this letter is particularly poignant because it would be the last one he wrote home to his family. 3 hours before the main beach landings in Normandy, at H hour, Sergeant Tanguay and his fellow members of the 101st Airborne began their role in D-Day invasion. Unfortunately, his group, like others under heavy enemy fire, made an error in its mark, causing the landing to be different from what was originally planned. Many of his fellow paratroopers landed up to 5 miles off target, and some didn't even survive the jump. But Emile did survive the landing. However, the next day on the way to Carrington at Dead Man's Corner, Staff Sergeant Emile Tanguay became one of the 16,000 silent heroes of Normandy. As American troops moved through the village of Carrington, Sinai Bordelot, the young man who went to school with Emile, played ball with Emile, and enlisted with Emile, saw his best friend, Staff Sergeant Emile W. Tanguay, get hit with a phosphorus shell and die. On Saturday, June 24th, Emile's parents, Wilfred and Aislinn Tanguay, were informed by the U.S. Army that their eldest son, Emile Tanguay, was the first Fitchburg serviceman to be killed during the invasion battle in France on June 7, 1944, the day after D-Day. Sadly, just 1 year later, they would receive news that their youngest son, Emile's brother, Seaman First Class Robert Tanguay, had died at the age of 19 fighting on an island in the Pacific. Mrs. Aislinn Tanguay became a Gold Star mother, having lost both her sons, Emile and Robert, in World War II. In a newspaper article written 50 years after D-Day, Emile's best friend, Sinai Bordelot, remarked, "I never wanted to visit Normandy because of what happened to Emile. However, he, like the other members of the greatest generation, did come here, and he paid his respects to his friend at this grave that we stand before now." At the funeral mass held on July 3, 1944, at St. Joseph Church in Fitchburg, Massachusetts, Emile Tanguay was honored for falling bravely on the battlefield and for sacrificing the best years of his life for the service of his country, for which he was awarded the Purple Heart. I'm humbled to have had the opportunity to learn about the life and death of Staff Sergeant Emile Tanguay. He will forever remain in my heart as a true hero, a silent hero, whose sacrifice enshrines the nation's, indeed the world's, love of peace.